Today I'm going to introduce a famous comic book. It's talking about pirates and lawyers, and it's popular between teenagers. It's called One Piece. First of all, this is a Japanese famous manga, and manga is actually related from Japanese. It's called 日本连载漫画, and this is the first cover of the first episode. And that's the name of the author. It might read like Ikiro Oda, I don't know. And it's called 尾田荣一郎 in Chinese. And this manga is first published at December 24 at 1997, and it's still unpublished now. So we can see it's a really long-lived comic books. And until now, it has already sold exceed 200 million books. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the plot of this comic book. In the story of this comic book, the world is full of pirates. And yeah, you know, if the world is full of pirates, the government needs some army to fight with them. So the navy of the government is very powerful, and they always want to catch the pirates and put them into jail. As you can see, these two guys are the navy, and they look funny. And they are the managers of the jail. And there's another interesting thing in this story. It's called the devil fruit. If a person who eats the devil fruits, and they will get some miraculous power, like you can become an animal or natural phenomena like become a wind or a fire. And there's also a drawback if you eat this fruit, is that you will be afraid of water, and this really an obstruction of sailing on the sea. As you can see, this guy is someone who eats the devil fruit, and he can become a leper. Okay, and the goal of all the pirates is to get the One Piece. It's a treasure that is beheaded by the former pirates king, and it's beheaded at the mighty channel. And they believe that if anyone who gets this treasure, and it can become the king of the pirates. And now I'm going to introduce the director of this story. This boy is called Monkey D. Luffy, and he is the leading role of this book. He's a 17-year-old boy, and he is optimistic, and he has a sense of justice. But I think it's quite contradictory between sense of justice and being a pirate. And he also eats a devil fruit, so he get the abilities that he can reach his body as long as he like. And here are some friends of Luffy. This boy is called Zoro, and he's a man who uses sword to fight, and he's also a solemn man. And this is another friend of Luffy. He is the cook on the boat, and he's also a lustful man. Lustful actually is 好色. And this is a funny guy. And he uses a slick shot to fight. Slick shot is 弹弓. And he's also a timid man. Okay. And because this story is so famous, so it has been adapted for movies, video games, and even novels. And this is a poster of the movie. And the Japanese teenagers has elected it as the most interesting manga, and it has been translated into 7 languages. So as the research we can see, it's really famous. Okay, now is my point of view about this comic book. I seldom read comic books, but I really like this story very much, and there's a reason. The first reason is that I think the author is full of creative, and he always can make the apply all of your imagination. And the second reason is that I think the drawing style of this manga is really brilliant and full of it's funny. And the last reason is that I think the conversation between the director is humorous and always make me feel joyful. Okay, and this is my.
I'll introduce the eunuch. And the eunuch in Chinese, 宦官. 宦官, and in Qing Dynasty, people call it 太监 or 公公 or something like that. And this one in the picture, he is the most famous 公公 in Qing Dynasty. His name is Li Lianying. Yes, Li Lianying, Li Gonggong. A eunuch is a castrated man, usually one castrated early enough to have major hormonal consequences. It means that you have to castrate yourself when you are a boy. If you are a man and you may change your sound and you have beard and you become a man, and that's not good. And this one is Li Lianying too, because he is in late Qing Dynasty, so we have his picture. The term usually refers to those castrated without their consent in order to perform a specific social function, as was historical common in many societies. The earliest records for international castration to produce eunuchs are from the Sumerian city of Lagash in the 21st century BC. Sumerian means Sumerian, and Sumerian, and they made the first eunuch in history. And over the millennia since, they have performed a wide variety of functions in many different cultures, such as courtiers or equivalent domestics, travel singers, religious specialists, government officials, military commanders, and the guardians of women or harem servants. And we have the vocabulary to show you. Castrate means 阉割, courtier means 廷臣, 朝臣, or 奸臣, or something like that. Harem means 规格规范, 就是 the room for women, and especially for Muslims. And I'll introduce 3 famous eunuchs in China. And the first one is Zhao Gao. I know that all of you know about Zhao Gao's story very well, so I'm not going to talk too much. But I think that one thing you may not know is that he is distantly related to the ruling house of the state of Zhao. His family is related to Zhao Guo in before the Qing Dynasty. Yes, in 战国时代. And Qin Shi Huang valued Zhao Gao since he was an expert in law and punishment. This was very useful to Qin Shi Huang since he himself was always looking for ways to control the people by laws and punishments. And later he became the powerful courtiers in Qing Dynasty. And second one is Cai Lun. Cai Lun is traditionally regarded as the inventor of paper and the paper-making process. It was recognizable in modern times as paper. Although paper existed in China before Cai Lun, since the 2nd century BC, he was responsible for the first significant improvement and the standardization of paper making by adding essential new materials into its composition. He improved the paper in China in history a lot. Yes. And the last one is Liu Jing. Liu Jing is a well-known Chinese eunuch during the reign of the Chinese Ming Dynasty. And he is very famous for being one of the most corrupt officials in Chinese history. And the emperor in all but name for some time. It means that he is like an emperor, but in fact, he is an emperor, but he doesn't have the name of emperor. 他有皇帝之实，但没有皇帝之名。Yes, and he is so powerful, so he is very rich. And later the emperor ordered Liu Jing exhausted by death by 1,000 cuts over a period of 3 days. Death by 1,000 cuts means 杀千刀. You can say that. How to say that? 凌迟 yes, 凌迟. And in 3 days means you have to you can move in a place and the 刽子手 will cut your meat during 3 days. And Liu Jing died in the 2nd day, but the 刽子手 still cut his meat and sold to the Chinese, to the people who around him. And according to Asian Wall Street Journal, Liu Jing is one of the 50 wealthiest person in the past 1,000 years. Okay, the end. Okay, thank you.